Hello and welcome to CVR News Network. You're watching CVR English, and these are the details of the World 360 with me, Sandeep. A devastating blaze engulfed in the newly opened hyper mall in Kut, Iraq, killing at least 61 people, most of whom suffocated in the bathrooms due to the smoke. The five-story building, which housed a hypermarket and a restaurant, had only been operational for a week before the fire broke out late Wednesday. Civil defense teams managed to rescue over 45 trapped individuals, while 14 shared bodies remain unidentified. Authorities suspect an air conditioning unit explosion may have triggered the mall. A 3-day mourning period has been declared, and legal action has been taken against the building and the mall owners.
خطنا على الهضم والعوز. شو مسوين؟ خطنا على الهضم والعوز. شو مسوين؟ خطنا على الهضم.
Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara says protecting the country's Druze citizens and their rights is a priority, as he announces that local leaders will take control of the security in the city of Suwaida in a bid to end sectarian violence in the south and the wake of deadly Israeli strikes in Damascus. In a televised speech, Syrian leader addressed days of fierce fighting involved Druze armed groups, Bedouin tribes and government forces in predominantly Druze city of Suwaida.
أيها الشعب السوري الأبي، إننا اليوم ونحن نواجه هذا التحدي الجديد نعيش في قلب معركة تهدف إلى حماية وحدة بلادنا وكرامة شعبنا وصمود أمتنا. إن الكيان الإسرائيلي الذي عودنا دائما على استهداف استقرارنا وخلق الفتن بيننا منذ إسقاط النظام البائد يسعى الآن مجددا إلى تحويل أرضنا الطاهرة إلى ساحة فوضى غير منتهية، يسعى من خلالها إلى تفكيك وحدة شعبنا وإضعاف قدراتنا على المضي قدما في مسيرة إعادة البناء والنهوض. إن هذا الكيان لا يكف عن استخدام كل الأساليب في زرع النزاعات والصراعات، غافلا عن حقيقة أن السوريين بتاريخهم الطويل رفضوا كل انفصال وتقسيم. كما أخص في كلمتي هذه أهلنا من الدروز الذين هم جزء أصيل من نسيج هذا الوطن. إن سوريا لن تكون أبدا مكانا للتقسيم أو التفتيت أو زرع الفتن بين أبنائها. نؤكد لكم أن حماية حقوقكم وحريتكم هي من أولوياتنا، وأننا نرفض أي مسعى يهدف لجركم إلى طرف خارجي أو لإحداث انقسام داخل صفوفنا. إننا جميعا شركاء في هذه الأرض، ولن نسمح لأي فئة كانت أن تشوه هذه الصورة الجميلة التي تعبر أيها الشعب السوري الأبي. إننا اليوم ونحن نواجه هذا التحدي الجديد نعيش في قلب معركة تهدف إلى حماية وحدة بلادنا وكرامة.
George Reitz, a 25-year-old U.S. Army veteran and security guard at Glass House Farms in Camarillo, California, says he was forcibly arrested during a federal immigration raid on July 10, despite identifying himself as a U.S. citizen. According to Reitz, agents broke his car window, sprayed him with tear gas and pepper spray, and pinned him down before taking him into custody. He was held for 3 days at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles without being informed of any changes or allowed contact with a lawyer or family. Reitz described emotional distress from missing his daughter's birthday and being placed under the suicide watch. He was eventually released without charges and now plans to sue for wrongful detention. The raid was part of a broader immigration crackdown that led to over 360 arrests across 2 marijuana farms in Southern California. The incident has sparked criticism from civil rights advocates and raised concerns about due process and treatment of the U.S. citizens during the enforcement operations.
I was on my way to work. I got caught in the middle between the protest and ICE agents. I explained myself. I let the ICE agents know that I'm a U.S. citizen. They ignored me. They didn't care. I was on my way to work. I got caught in the middle between the protest and ICE agents. I explained myself. I let the ICE agents know that I'm a U.S. citizen. They ignored me. They didn't care. I was on my way to work. I got caught in the middle between the protest and ICE agents. I explained myself. I let the ICE agents know that I'm a U.S. citizen. They ignored me. They didn't care. I was on my way to work. I got caught in the middle between the protest and ICE agents. I explained myself. I let the ICE agents know that I'm a U.S. citizen. They ignored me. They didn't care. I was on my way to work. I got caught in the middle between the protest and ICE agents. I explained myself. I let the ICE agents know that I'm a U.S. citizen. They ignored me. They didn't care. I was on my way to work. I got caught in the middle.
Bangladeshi security forces on Wednesday clashed with supporters of ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, leaving at least 4 people dead and scores injured, a hospital official and local media said. The violence erupted in the morning and spread as new political party formed by students who led the uprising against Hasina in August last year announced a march towards southwest Gopalganj district, Hasina's ancestral home and her Awami League party stronghold. Authorities later imposed an overnight curfew in the district. Since Hasina's ouster 11 months ago, Bangladesh has been marked by chaos and unchecked mob violence. Wednesday's attack underscores the deep divisions in the country as its interim government keeps failing to bring the deteriorating security situation under control.
হাত ভেঙে দাও গুড়িয়ে দাও ভেঙে দাও গুড়িয়ে দাও আওয়ামী লীগের কালো হাত ভেঙে দাও গুড়িয়ে দাও ভেঙে দাও গুড়িয়ে দাও
Israel has intensified its military campaign in Syria, warning of further escalation if Syrian government forces do not withdraw from the southern province of Sweda, home to the Druze community. The move follows deadly clashes between the Druze factions, Bedouin tribes and Syrian troops, which have left over 300 people dead, including civilians. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz declared that the painful bows have begun, reference recent airstrikes on Damascus, including hits on the Defense Ministry headquarters and areas near Presidential Palace. He stated that Israel would continue operations until regime forces threat from Druze majority areas.
האינטרסים שלנו בסוריה הם ידועים, מצומצמים וברורים. קודם כל, לשמור על סטטוס קוו באזור של דרום סוריה, שהוא סמוך לגבולנו גם, ולמנוע התפתחות של איומים כלפי ישראל במרחב הזה. הדבר השני, למנוע פגיעה בעדה הדרוזית שיש לנו איתה, עם האזרחים הדרוזים כאן בישראל, קשר אמיץ. האינטרסים שלנו בסוריה הם ידועים, מצומצמים וברורים. קודם כל, לשמור על סטטוס קוו באזור של דרום סוריה, שהוא סמוך לגבולנו גם, ולמנוע התפתחות של איומים כלפי ישראל במרחב הזה. הדבר השני, למנוע פגיעה בעדה הדרוזית שיש לנו איתה, עם האזרחים הדרוזים כאן בישראל, קשר אמיץ. האינטרסים שלנו בסוריה הם ידועים, מצומצמים וברורים. קודם כל,
California Governor Gavin Newsom has sharply criticized the Trump administration's decision to deploy thousands of National Guard troops to Los Angeles in response to immigration-related protests. He called the move a waste of money and absurd, arguing that the troops were used as political pawns and diverted from crucial duties like wildfire responsibility and community service. Despite legal challenges from Newsom, a federal appeals court allowed the deployment to continue, citing presidential authority under Title 10. However, Newsom maintains the federalization of the Guard without state consent is a breach of sovereignty and undermines public trust.
His entire first term, the President of the United States did not even send the military boots on the ground overseas. His entire first term. First 6 months of his administration, he decides to send them to the United States of America, 5,000 military. 4,000 federalized with the National Guard, close to 1,000 U.S. Marines. He sent them to a United States city. The utilization rate of our National Guard, less than 5%. You spent hundreds of millions of dollars, wasted hundreds of millions of dollars on this. Finally, because of the absurdity of this and the complete incapacity of the Pentagon to reconcile the fact they weren't doing a damn thing, they manipulated this 26% number. It's about 5%.